Alright, so here today we do have some important stuff that I wanted to jump into, some important stuff that I wanted to talk about, because there is a very big change coming to Grand Cross, and you guys need to know about it and how everything's going to work. The Dev Notes have come out, the official global ones, and they are worded in a much better way than what GP was saying. So we do have some very cool information here, kind of confirming that maybe they'll do stuff here. The thing is, like, last Dev Notes last year, like the ones that we got for collaboration ones, like, remember? They said that this year would be the biggest year for collaborations, and they were planning on working with big IPs, right? But in the end, we only got reruns. It was the biggest year for collabs ever. You had 4 collabs, but I wonder if they ever meant to say it right, or if they just said it wrong, because last year they said new collabs or big collab IPs, but maybe they consider these big IPs? I don't know. Today, though, we'll talk about it. There is some good stuff, though. Let's jump into it. Like and subscribe. Helps out a ton. And let's check it out. But we have the Dev Notes over here. This was everything again. There was a Dev Notes release for JP. The translations weren't the best, so we weren't getting like the proper idea of what they were planning. So again, this is why I'm making this video here, to make sure you have the proper things here. We have exciting content lined up for November, so please look forward to it nights. Now let's dive into the Dev Notes. 7DSX Tensura collab, the Demon Lord returns. The Tensura collab, loved by many Knights, is finally returning. Since the event ended, many Knights have eagerly awaited its return, especially because it's Tensura, and again, these heroes are fan favorites. Since this marks our first ever third rerun of a collab, we've prepared something even more special that the Knights are again excited for. It's in line with the title, Demon Lord Returns. This will be the first time collab heroes can reach LR grade through Legendary Evolution. I know a lot of people are complaining about the LR thing. The LR thing isn't bad. Being a rerun of its third time, I personally think you need to make it more special, and an LR is fine. The thing is, you can't do it where you release an LR that is Rimuru status, and how bad Rimuru actually is. I'll be honest again, I keep saying it. He is not what people were like. Were on the original stream. They were like, he's great. He needed more. You know, if you were putting that many mats towards an LR, don't give me a mediocre LR. Milim is good at her core, right? Yeah, LR gives her some stats and everything, great, but she's good at her core. Remy is great at his core, but he's old. He needs a little bit more. So LR is not bad. I don't want to hear that like that thing is it's bad. It's not, but they have to make it better, where it's like worth LRing. I don't think Rimuru is worth LRing. If you love Rimuru, run him. It's great that I can rerun Rimuru. That to me is a W. I will take that. But you know, there's more to that has to happen. Our two collab heroes, one will unlock Legendary Evolution, and one hero from the previous Tensura collab will return with the ability to evolve to LR grade as well. During this collaboration, 2 heroes will have the opportunity to evolve to LR grade. We understand this may be a concern for, again, the availability of legendary seals, which are limited resources. To address this, they brought a brand new evolution method specifically for the event. This approach ensures that, again, you can enjoy and still have those materials for whatever. For this collaboration, we're introducing a new dimensional seal, basically for the LR. Collab heroes will be unlocked. Again, Legendary Evolution can use these and reach LR grade. You'll be able to collect these again during the event. Don't miss out on the opportunity. To celebrate the collaboration, we prepared various events and rewards, offering new and veteran Knights a chance to experience the special excitement of the collaboration once again. In itself, it's not a bad collab. I love the collab. I enjoy the collab. Personally, I would love to see Veldora Diablo, but again, people I think are still overhating the collab to a degree, but there are cons. Can't just run and say it's only pros. There are some cons. This year, we had several events that had many Knights that allowed, read this part. It's a very important part, all right? This year, we've had several events that allow Knights to reunite with popular heroes from previous collaborations. So they're specifying this year, yes, this year you had 3 reruns, 1 new collab. So they're making it clear that that was their plan. Looking ahead to 2025, we are working to bring more heroes that our Knights love and introduce new, exciting collaborations. We hope you look forward to, again, what's to come. They're making it clear, because again, it's not just global complaining. JP's heated as hell. It's fine to do reruns. It's not fine to release Tower of God as one IP, which is new. Again, you might like it. A lot of players did not like how the collab was handled. It wasn't that good for them. Now, you release 3 reruns after that. People are dying for a good new collaboration where it's again handled properly, where characters aren't releasing in a very dead state. They want that, so that's their response to basically JP and KR players who have been asking for a new collaboration. Yes, they are working on a new collaboration, and again, they will still also most likely get some reruns in there, but right now, I will say this, you're most likely maybe expecting 1 or 2 new collabs next year. Again, this year, for collabs wasn't an issue. It was mainly the spam of festivals. I personally think that, again, you had so many reruns where most people can pick up a rerun character, and the gems are always worth it, right? You get like 200, 300-ish free summons for a collab, which is half a rotation most of the time in the rerun. The rates are boosted. You know, there is that. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get another four duration collab, like 4 collabs for the year, and then 2 of those being new, 2 of those being rerun. I wouldn't be shocked, but they make it clear there are new collabs, introducing new, exciting collaborations. So we will see new collabs next year. Again, they say multiple, but they burnt me last year. I don't want to say nothing. They burnt me last year. Event boss battle revamp. I won't read into this because there's no point. You can now increase the enemy CC and get extra rewards and fight a harder boss. That's all they want out of this. Harder boss, some extra rewards, boom. People who want a challenge, get a challenge. People who want some rewards, get some rewards. Diamond Shop. With 8 heroes being introduced in this collaboration, new knights starting during the 10-server collab may find it challenging to fully upgrade multiple heroes with a limited time. While various growth materials and rewards are available through events and regular content, some knights may feel the resources are insufficient. To help address this, we plan to offer certain growth materials in bundles, which can be available for purchase with diamonds. Sometimes this is actually a great purchase. Again, free-to-plays, you might not like it, but I'm always there to buy that 30 gems for 30 pendants. Freaking love that offer, but it's different for everyone, right? Depending on where you're at, might not want to throw away a multi, you might need the multi. During the 10-server collab, materials such as costume enhancement materials, UR pendants, anvils, and engraving stones will be available to purchase with diamonds. Starting from early November update, these bundles will be available in the special tab of the game. We encourage you to explore these options and use diamonds earned through gameplay to purchase various growth materials. Again, I'll be honest, most free-to-plays won't be doing it because, again, it's requiring your hard-earned gems for materials that you can farm. So, for me, some of them are worth it, but for a lot of people, maybe it's not. Increased, EXP pots, basically. We already talked about this in separate videos. You don't need this. They've also increased the availability of, again, pots from various methods, like Fort Solgar's revamp rewards. However, new knights basically need more stamina pots to repeatedly run those dungeons, and again, they still can't find enough that they need. To address this, they're increasing the amount of XP that they're giving to adjust that and help with the burden. We've increased it again by 20%, which is good, to alleviate that process with LR, which again, they're still adding in more U already and more LR and more blah, 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 right? So this has to happen. At a point, the game has to get revamped in order to fix itself because there's so much leaps and bounds ahead of mechanics. Right? We're like, right now we're like no man's land. Right? A new player picks up the game, they want to shoot themselves. That's how bad it freaking is because there's so much to do. There's way too much, right? So to alleviate some of it, 20% increase, which is good. They also expanded the decks from 10 to 15. You can now format more teams, which is good. November global schedule integration. This is the biggest change ever. This is something that players have been waiting for 5 years. You're finally getting it. You got your wish. You're getting it. This has its pros. This has its cons. Again, I'm not taking sides here. I'm not saying that the pros are more better than the cons or the cons are more better than the pros. I will just tell you the facts and you do what you will with that information. All right. So there is some people saying like this is the best thing ever, and some people saying this is the worst thing ever. Whatever you want to say, it's your prerogative. I'm telling you the pros and cons. November global update integration. Lastly, we would like to share an important update schedule change. The 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross launched globally about a year after the KR/JP release. We've been adjusting the update pace to narrow the gap between services. Global updates have been released about a week after the KR/JP updates. Looking back, narrowing the 1-year update gap to just 1 week was not easy. We believe this achievement was made possible not only by our development team's efforts, but also our Global Knights dedication. However, we understand that the 1 week gap still feels a bit long for those who want to discuss and experience new content and, again, heroes together in real time. Therefore, we are preparing for simultaneous updates across all regions. That means KR gets the update, JP gets the update, you'll get the update. Everyone at the same time gets the update. 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross will be again doing this starting with the late November update, and update schedules for again KR, JP, and global services will fully be aligned, with updates and maintenances happening simultaneously across all regions. This is very big, and again, this is simple for Netmarble. They have done this. They have been doing this for Tower of God. They have been doing this for, again, Solo Leveling. They have been doing this everywhere. Everything is the same. They're just synchronizing everything and making sure from this point onwards, we are with KRJP. So it's good, right? From this point onwards, Knights across all regions will be able to encounter and enjoy new heroes and content on the same day. Please check out the November update detailed notice for more details regarding the global update schedule integration. This concludes the October Dem Notes. We will be back in November with exciting news that will hopefully bring joy to all of you Knights. We sincerely thank you for again your continued support, and we hope you have the best possible experience. We are sending the best regards from the dev team. So, where are we at? What are the pros? What are the cons? First things first, you're getting everything you want. You want the updates day one? You're getting them day one. Mainly the cons are as follows. First things first, free-to-plays may not know what's next and may not know how the unit operates before the last unit leaves. You might have a character like Esterosa who's game-breaking you might want to pull for, but you can't do anything because guess what? You don't know if Milim or Xion in this context is game-breaking. So guess what happens? It becomes that new thing where now that leaks are gone, now that all this stuff is gone, it just hurts free-to-plays in the context of you'll never know. You'll be throwing banners, constantly losing out on characters, and you'll never know. That whole thing of I can know what's next, you won't. Reading a character on paper versus playing a character in game and seeing showcases is a huge, huge difference. It's not, hey, this character's busted, holy hell, you know, because on paper I saw it. Yeah, things are said to be busted and then they come out, they're horrible, right? It's happened time and time again. People say one thing, but it's wrong, right? Until you test the character, you can't say too much. So again, that's a con, but pros are there. Global gets to enjoy at the same time. We all get to do testing at the same time. We all get to have some fun at the same time. There's again, pros and cons to this. So you let me know what you think, but it now makes sense why leaks were banned and all this stuff has been happening because you will never know, right? Yes, now we're getting small bits and pieces leaks, but how late into the game did we find out a collab is happening, right? Like 3 days prior. This time it's the same thing, 3 days prior, but again, what does that help you? You don't know how Milima operates and everything. You're behind. So again, good, bad, there is there. Do I think it's a good thing? Hey, I got to make videos with everyone on my global account. I don't got to have a JP account anymore. Now actually playing GP is a disadvantage, basically speaking. So now I can play on my global account, which is good, right? I can now unretire that account, which I've left retired, and it's good. So there are pros, there are cons. Let me know what you think, but it is one of the biggest changes ever. We are officially merging with where we were again, being day one updates, which is great. Players have been asking for this for decades. Let's be honest here, for 5 freaking years they've been asking for this. So finally got the wish 5 years later, but yeah, let me know what you think. All right, new collaborations, bunch of new fixes. Devs kind of listened on to a degree. Hopefully those new collabs actually pop up, but biggest change yet. Cool stuff. Take care, have fun.